Good morning guys, I'm going to film a what I eat in a day video today, and I'm going to be eating over 100 grams of protein as a vegan. So I am vegan, and often people ask me where I get my protein, or there's a common misconception that you don't get enough protein as a vegan or that it's difficult to, but I often get over 100 grams without trying every now and then. It's also a misconception that you need to really eat that much protein, but I thought I would show you what a full day of eating looks like when I do get over 100 grams of protein, as well as a couple different ways that you can get protein as a vegan, because I made this video before, or a similar one, eating over 100 grams of protein, but it was very much tofu based. So I know that a lot of people can't handle soy or are intolerant, so I'm going to show you a couple different ways to get vegan protein and some fun recipes that are high protein, pretty low fat as well, and generally very healthy. So that's pretty much all that I have to say, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video.
For breakfast, I had chocolate chip cookie dough made from chickpeas, and I actually have a full video of this recipe on my channel, so I'm going to link that in the description box below. But basically, you throw all of your ingredients into a blender until you reach the consistency that you like, and then you add your cacao nibs and chocolate chips. I added both because I love chocolate, but the result is it's a really healthy, high protein chickpea cookie dough, and you can eat the entire serving. It's way healthier for you than regular cookie dough and has 20 grams of protein. For lunch, I made a really simple lentil pasta, and the protein in this dish comes from lentils because the pasta is made from basically just ground up lentils or lentil flour. And there's also a little bit of protein coming from hemp seeds, which I used to make a hemp seed parmesan using nutritional yeast, of course using hemp seeds, and also using a little bit of garlic powder and salt. And then you basically just want to throw everything into a blender or a food processor and pulse it a couple times until the hemp seeds become a little bit finer, and you'll end up with Parmesan cheese that's kind of like the non-vegan kind that comes in a bottle and you sprinkle over your pasta. So this is the consistency that you'll end up with, and it really reminds me of that type of sprinkled cheese, I used to call it. So all I did for this recipe, because I didn't have any tomato sauce that day, we actually ran out, so I just topped my pasta with the cheese. And I know it's really basic and simple, but when I was a kid, I actually used to eat pasta like this all the time, so it was super nostalgic for me. And I actually think the hemp parmesan has a lot of flavor, but if you have tomato sauce, definitely add it. So including breakfast, we're at a total of 56 grams of protein. As a snack, I had a protein smoothie, and for this I used actually a protein powder to supplement the protein. And I added bananas, ice, the powder, which was vanilla flavored, and a little bit of soy milk just to blend it up. And once everything is broken down, you'll get a really nice and fluffy consistency. And I like adding ice because it adds a little bit more of that fluffiness to your ice cream and makes it really creamy. So that's what I had, and of course I had to have it in my Mike Wazowski cup. Protein powders are super convenient, but not the healthiest source of proteins in my opinion, but this brings us to a total of 72 grams. Now we're going to make some tofu nori rolls, and if you aren't intolerant to soy, tofu is a really great option for protein. It's also very filling and kind of has that meaty texture that you can sort of replace a main protein with. If you are allergic, you can also use tofu made from hemp seeds. I know that they do sell those at some health food stores. Anyway, here I'm just slicing up my tofu into strips, and I marinated it with soy sauce and nutritional yeast and just coated it. You probably want to be a little more gentle than I was, or you'll end up breaking them like I did here. Then I'm going to lay out this extra parmesan that I had left over from lunch and kind of make a coating on a cutting board, and then roll my strips of tofu into them to make a crust. This adds so much flavor and a really nice crunchiness to the outside of your tofu after you bake it or cook it. So you just want to toss it in and then put it into an air fryer. If you don't have an air fryer, you can use an oven too. And sorry if my air fryer looks a little bit dirty. This was my second batch, so I promise it's actually clean. So after you lay everything out, just throw it into your oven or your air fryer and then start preparing your veggies and other fillings. Here I'm using cucumber, and I'm just slicing this into nice little strips. For the fillings, you can really use whatever veggies you happen to have in your fridge. Mushrooms work really well with this, avocado of course, and carrots. I only had cucumber and romaine lettuce, so I'm just laying out my nori, and then I am putting everything on top and then just making rolls, and you'll end up with a bunch of tiny little rolls. You can also add rice if you like. I just didn't have the appetite at the time, but roll that up and then you have your nori rolls. So this brings us to a total of 114 grams of protein. I just went ahead and put everything into a nutrition tracker online, and I didn't include every single ingredient or thing that I ate because some things were not available or I didn't really think contributed to the protein enough, so just ignore that. But I ate around 1700 calories, probably more, including some things that I nibbled on that weren't shown in this video because I am a cereal snacker. So scrolling down to the protein, you can see here that I hit it at over 100 grams and 249% of my RDA.
So that's pretty much everything that I ate today and comes in at a total of over 100 grams of protein. As you can see, it's really not difficult to get protein in as a vegan. There are so many different kinds of ways, from supplementing with powders to eating tofu and tempeh and soy products, or just eating beans. And protein is also found in a lot of veggies, oats, and grains as well. So it's really not difficult to get protein as a vegan, and I hope that this video gives you some ideas of high protein, low fat vegan recipes you can incorporate into your diet. If you're worried about making the switch because protein is a concern for you, then don't worry about it because it's definitely doable on a vegan diet. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and feel free to subscribe. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in another video.